downtown bad lad is listening to you or is viewing you. You are live across. So
Amen.
whatsoever the Lord have lay on your heart, in your mind, in your body, to say to the people, it's not just in Jamaica. You're live across. And we give God thanks that He preserve you here this morning as our special guest. Right, Evangeline?
Right. We're so excited to have you. Oh my gosh.
Before you even go exalted, I'm just happy to know that, when me personally, see young persons, young ladies stand for God and living a life for God. I am so proud of young ladies when I see that they are, you know, their heart, set and their desire is to not just make heaven their home, but to do some strong work for God. That you can propel and you can, have persons who just say to themselves, "It's a young lady, and I am a young person who, I can change, I can, walk in that footstep, I have this bug in me, but to God be the glory. I see young persons working for God, and that's something I love to see. Nothing no wrong about the elders, because they are seasoning in Christendom, but when young person, because there's a lot of things we can change young people mind, whether male or female. But from your point as a female, and so that you choose Christ, and there's nothing else on earth here. You could choose that over God and Jesus Himself. And I love that, I'm so proud of it. And, so it's just a pleasure to have you this morning.
Okay, thanks so much for having me on. It's just I just want to say really congrats to you guys. I mean, you have made it here thus far, and I know for you guys it's another level every day. The sky is the limit, and I'm just thanking God for you that you could able to be a blessing to someone else. Didn't know that this platform was so huge, and as God would have had me to just deliver His word, I just hope that for me sharing with you today, we will be blessed this morning as I sat here and I listened to that song by Dacia Robinson, "Hold My Hands." That was really one of my favorite songs. And upon doing a little backtrack, it was published, they said, in 2011, but I felt like I've known that song way before that time, so I was wondering if the publishing, because I could remember back then in high school, I used to love that song, and that was in 1999 when I graduated from Oberlin, and it was just a song that you could really relate to, and even now in 22, it is so powerful, it's so effective, and as it says, hold my hands today, lest I fall. If there's ever a time that you need God, you need Him now more than ever, and so this song is so relevant in today's world and what is happening in and around, and it's just a wonderful and just an awesome song. I've listened to it and I've instantly get so emotional with the words that she was speaking, and I think she had done that song. I think it's really before then, that because I should think at one point she entered the JCDC with that song in 1998, and she won for best performances and best song. That song was so well put together. I think she was under the anointing when she wrote that song, and it's a song that was written and it has spoken to her because she has went near death, and I think the words of that song must have been coming in through the time she was on her deathbed, like, hold my hand, lest I fall. The second verse was what really captures me most of all with that song. It it is just well put together and so awesome. And I hope you played it this morning. You know, my favorite song, you played it this morning. It meant a lot to me this morning, and I hope it has touches hearts of others that come in the hearing of it this morning. Such a wonderful song, such a wonderful soul. God continue to bless her, you know. Yeah.
Sister Lee.
Yes, sir.
Right. You know, well, this is Saturday Blast. I know the Lord have things in store for you. I'm not disturbing you, but you know, as all the program set and you know, a genre.
Okay.
So we know proper English and we know how to execute English. Today, Saturday, but people, my viewers, on our book, so yeah, so you know, it's a platform for everyone, each and everyone to grow together. And I don't know what evangelists have from her side, from my side now. And you know, she will just allow me to go through, but I know that you have something for the people. But the people need to know things because I learned this now. This is something new. It's a whole language fellowship in together in church. And I never even know that your first year was everything. So you see what this platform to our guests is to even allow me and evangelists to know something and to even know something new.
Yes.
So what I said, I've just seen Sister Lee moving from one part to the other, exaltedly moving, and you know that customary exaltedly. So I personally learn, and I guess maybe person who maybe, you know, acquainted with you depends on how deep. Maybe them don't even know because they might just say, Mrs. Lee, your word is another. So I learned something already, and I know that my viewers and listeners were to learn even more before they get to it. So, you know, jam down, you know, birthplace, them thing there, family wise, yeah man, you want to know, if you wish to go in it, you know, but we just want to know because sometimes we don't even know whether it's about things or about rural part, so we just want to know that follow up on some other questions. So, birthplace.
Okay, so I was born at the KP Jubilee Hospital. So I am a Kingstonian.
Under the clock.
However, by the age of 10 though, because of what was happening in and around this community back then, I was to move to Castleton. So I went to Castleton. I think most of you would have been familiar that is in St. Mary.
Yes.
You know, the Castleton Botanical Garden. I was like a mile from there. That's where I attended the Castleton Primary and College school after I was successful in the 9th grade achievement, and I went to the Oberlin High School. Yes, so I'm originally a Kingstonian. After high school and completed my studies in the high school, I moved back to Kingston.
So when we want to ask you know, because you know what I mean, I'm an original Kingstonian. But you go to the rural part, so you know we want to know how the rural they treat you after you leave Kingston.
And to be honest, I must give a lot of thumbs up for the rural area. I mean, it was not so fast, but it was kind of slow, and it was just easy, and it was more of a. It kind of built the person that I become now, because hey, I had an uncle. Trust me, he was a no nonsense, and I learned to appreciate his behavior now that I'm older now. So, you know, he wanted the best of you, and he was always just pushing you and pushing you. And you might think that, oh, because I'm not his child, or because, you know, he's taking a set, but he just loves us and just wants the best of us. I was growing up into a very humble home. They take me in as their own. from the Castleton Primary, I started attending the Castleton United Church, glory be to God, and that's where I was really into the old church thing when I went to Castleton. So my whole lifestyle has really just changed. It has molded me into the woman that I have become, and I was respected and disciplined from a younger age, because of what was taught to me, of what I seen happening around. Everyone around me was always just about the books and the paperwork, and I didn't have time to be here and there in negative situations. And I really appreciate the fact that they have opened their arms and have welcomed me, because probably it would have been a different story if I had remained in but God has purposed, it is everything we do now, God already had his plan laid out. And being in Castleton at that time when I went, it was just the perfect timing for me. I remember getting my grade 9 because I missed out on common entrance, because I left from the primary Norman Garden here in Kingston and I went to Castleton, but they did not know what I was capable of doing, and so they did not allow me to do the common entrance. So I had to wait out until the 9th grade achievement. So I was there actually for 2 years studying with them, and then I was successful in going to Oberlin High School. But then before the result came out, I was planning to move back to Kingston, and so I did a test at the Cloncarty High School where I passed. But just as I got that result, I also passed for the Oberlin High School, and I was like, Lord, whichever one you say, then just let it be. And I remember going to Oberlin High School, they told me that there wasn't any space, but hey, I passed for this school, what are you saying? And I remember the principal wanted to see me, and I gave her my pass report, because you had to come with your last school report. So I gave her the report. I was 4th, I remember, on the report, and she was saying, why not first? Why not second? Why not third? And I was like, lady, give me a break. Come on, you come in the top 5. Come on, what are you saying? She fell in love with me immediately, and you know what she did? She actually gave me a placement test. She gave me a placement test. Even for the very fact that I had already passed for the school, she still gave me a placement test, and I did extremely well. And now it was for me to choose where is it that I want to go. And I just asked the Lord, do whatever you seems fit. Whatever is going to work out better for me, then let it be. And I started I've chose the Oberlin High School, and it was a tremendous blessing at the Oberlin High School. I became a member of the drama group. I became a member of the dance group. I was in so many groups there, you never believe. At one point, I have to just made up my mind on where exactly I want to be, because I love music, I love drama, I love dancing, and so I chose dancing, and I was elected prefect at the Oberlin High School, and it was just all good from there. Yeah. So I didn't regret the time that I was in St. Mary. Very nice place. Yeah.
All right. Just a little step back to the childhood, just in primarily in Castleton. I mean, how was it here for you to go to school? A lot of rural, we have history and how, when you do, how it was, you have to go for water, to fetch water, you have water running your side, things like those. As a child, growing up, we like to know that.
To be honest, where I'm from, it wasn't even like it's really a country. I was like, get off the bus, I was right there. That's my house, right there on the road. So electricity, water, I did not face any of those situations. The only stuff that I remember, we had a lot of pigs. And yes, we have to feed those pigs. Yes, and there were goats, and we have to tie those goats out. But in terms of getting wood and getting water and stuff, no. I I love the fact though that the school is a good distance around, but if you should take through the riverbed, yes, so I would like jump from stone to stone with my backpack, jumping, and I never miss, I never slide.
Yes,
Many students sometimes while jumping, them foot slide, and you know it's done for them because they drop in the water and wet them off, head back home. But
yes,
it was just, I love the fact that, you know, I could cut through easily because sometimes I was near to the school and we take stuff for granted that, oh, we're just right there. But by the time you look, we're running late. And so we have to just take the riverbed for it, jumping from stone to stone to reach the school. And that was so much fun. Even the lunch hours, sometimes we'll jump back, grab our lunch because it wasn't all that money and all of that and stuff. So sometimes food was prepared at home and we just come back home, get our lunch, eat our dumpling and our mackerel and whatever, and jump back across the river. And you know, it was fun. It was it was awesome. Person may look at it now and say, oh Lord, we couldn't really go bother with that. But back then it was really, really, really a fun for us. I remember even church in
why are you free?
Why what? You said you were saying something exactly about you?
Okay, I see.
No, I was just saying that just a little. Yeah, I was just saying that and when you leave the fun part, like if you want to talk about the fun part.
Oh,
Here do
no, because you're just asking me.
We just don't want to hear the kind of nice life and the nice. We like to know that part. The hurdle. This is the hurdle that you feel going over, but you never give up. You know, because sometimes persons just see the achievement, but they don't understand. Sometimes we come in Kingston and live, and when you tell a person that, you know, we grew up in the rural, they say that, don't say, you know, look like you come from country, and like, yeah, but you know, we like to let persons know that, yes, you come from the country, proud of it. I mean, like, you know, say that jump over it and thing, but you never tell me, say, you follow it, why you skill, you know,
I was very skilled. Very skilled. I was like a type of tomboy, you know, from ever since, because I'm the only girl from my mother's. So.
I would already think of it because I was going to say about I said that hold it because I was going to say, but so you're so skilled, it was coming like everything that you said. I was saying that that's the peak of a tomboy, that's how they would say it, like in the rural yes. She a tomboy, she can't treat you with this sweet, she go river, she all of those things about so we give God thanks that you know you go through and all of those things. So what family life down there was like, you know, uncle and everything, more kids and, you know, your family on that side, get on. That's before you come back to town because you said you were in the rural part here, which indeed you don't want to say rural, so you were in a part of St. Mary, so let me pick you up and sign up by you.
You know, as a Kingstonian moving into the country, persons are always in your surrounding. Persons like the little country kids them, they know that you come from Kingston. And you know, because when I started President Primary, I had a lot of friends. When they know that I was coming from Kingston, oh Lord. So I didn't have any challenge being, you know, coming from a Kingston to the country school and getting friends. I had a lot of friends and I was outspoken and I was, you know, always talking and rapping with person. That's just my personality from the get-go. So I was really comfortable there. Even among my own cousins, there. I was staying with my uncle. He was married, and he got I think Charmaine, Yvette, Marcia, 3 girls and 1 boy. Yes, their son passed off 4 years ago. May his soul rest in peace. We were yeah, he was the only boy for them, and boy, he was a handful. But everyone showed me love. They welcomed me there, and I immediately become part of the family. There was a shop there, and I was selling in the shop, and before you know it, everybody knew this little girl from Kingston. They call me Anise. Yes, so I will go by the name Anise. My name is my middle name is Anisia, but the fact that I did not like Everest, I went throughout the entire school being Anisia Hamilton until I went to Oberlin. Yes, and the teacher said to me, you know, you can't be doing this, you will get in problem and stuff like that. You have to use a real name, whether you like it or not. And you know, I didn't like it, and he changed the Everest, the Everett. That's yeah. When I thought he's gonna be on my side and said, all right, you don't love Everest, Everett. And Everett is it, Mr. Grant, my agricultural teacher, and he was such an amazing man. He called me Everett.
Okay, so achievement, Oberlin, you push through, you go through. So after Oberlin High, you return back to Kingston.
Yes, after I went to the Oberlin, I was a member of the dance group there, and I've left Oberlin, and I've started at the IAE, that's the Institute of Academic Excellence, where I studied practical nursing. Yeah, I went into that field, but
my God.
I withdraw off that one.
That's amazing.
Yes, so
I know that I wouldn't even know that. So we give God thanks again. That's something you are in fact.
Yes, and while I was there, I joined the community dance group. That is the Squad One dance group. That is where I met my husband, of course, and we were doing dancing, entering into competitions, the JCD dance competition, getting golds, winning merits, and stuff like that. And yeah.
Yeah, big dance a long time.
Right?
So after that.
Yes, so after
that, you're still in Castleton. You're still in Castleton.
After I graduated from Oberlin, that's the year 1999, I migrated back to Kingston because I wanted was to go to the IAE, and it was more for transportation wise. It was more
feasible,
easier for me to get. Yeah, so I migrated back to Kingston and never looked back ever since. Maybe just occasionally I visited. My uncle has also passed away 2 years ago. Yeah.
So you reside in Kingston.
In Kingston.
From 99, right?
From 99.
And until now. So back to family, mommy, daddy, and so I should have siblings.
Yes, so there are 6 of us. I'm the only girl from my mom.
My God, just spoil, you know.
And you know, the funny thing was that she wanted to have another girl, and that is why she ended up having all 6, because she keeps going back and going back. And so she just decided, hey,
yes,
it's just gonna be you. So let me just deal with it and work with it. And we have developed this friendship. We have developed this bond where it's like God has used me in such a way with her. And looking back now, I was like, what, mommy, how did this happen? Because I got married before her. It was like I am really just leading her, and God had me to lead her instead of she leading me, and it was just so awesome. We look so much alike. If you should look at us, number one, persons were calling to me thinking that it was her.
Sister man.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I got married, she got married after. I got baptized before her. She got baptized after.
Yes,
Yes,
man.
yes.
That's how you
We just love that chemistry that we had together. I'm not afraid to open up and to say stuff to her. She's not afraid to say stuff to me, and I just love and admire that bond. You know, my brothers are always there with us. Everyone is actually here except for my big sister and my big brother. My other one that is now online, last Humble, he had migrated to the Florida, so he's at the way. But separate and apart from that, all of us is in one camp here, and we're just enjoying our brotherhood and our sisterhood. It's just amazing. God has really blessed us, and I would just love to have every one of them on board. I'm still praying.
Yes,
That,
yes.
you know, every one of us will just as we are here, we are all going to church and we're all worshiping, and that is another milestone that I want to achieve where my brothers and siblings are concerned. It's just a wonderful blessings for me, and I'm appreciating and just enjoying every moment.
So Exalter, coming back, you come back to Kingston now, and you resign with mommy, daddy, and the brothers, right? Age group, where you fall in the six?
Well, I'm the fourth.
Okay, so that means that you understand how to deal with it, right? Okay, so back in Kingston with mom and brothers, and living together. So how was that? That because remember you were away for a few years, and then you rejoined them back now. How was that journey with them, with the brothers? Although you mentioned about everybody okay and cool, but you know what I mean, just going around, how they treat you as just the sister here, and just as the little girl here, and such like.
Well, as the only girl, trust me, with so much boy, they were very defensive of me. Yes, I was untouchable. I remember going in school, and me and this girl, we were actually best friends. I didn't know exactly what led us to at that fight. But then here he comes when he heard that there was a fight on the playfield, and it was me, and boy, I had to save her from him. He was, what you doing? And him start getting aggressive and beat her off, and I was like, no, it's okay and stuff. And I was the same one who, so persons on our own never look on my side. I was not the type to give trouble though, or so. But in any case, they were protective. They were protective of me. Even now, if somebody should, they're and it's just love. And even the fact when I moved to Castleton, I was like back and forth because I have to come on the weekends for my lunch money and stuff like that.
Okay, so that means that you weren't apart from them.
No, I wasn't apart. From them.
So that means the country going down and coming back wasn't a problem. So you mentioned earlier in that segment that we did dance where you were in Oberlin, and you met the one and only Mr. Lee. Right. So where he is from, in Castleton side or up by Oberlin side?
Oh, he is from Kingston here. He's from Wellington Town. He's he's not the founder of the Squad One Dance Group, but he was the choreographer of the dance. And yes, we met back in 2000, I think it's 2001. We met, yes, and we have been together ever since. We got married on the 2012. Yes, so August the 18th. We'll be celebrating our 10 years anniversary and our 21 years of togetherness.
Mighty
So,
God.
yes. Mighty lovely, right?
Yeah, the reason why I asked you that, because a lot of times, like, couple, you hear who come to town or who bring
Yes.
as Jamaican, that's why, because, she come from there, so you find that sometimes that the husband or the wife is not from that parish, because it's either the wife go out, eat, and take back the gentleman, and the gentleman go out and meet and take back. So we clarify on that, that he is from Wellington.
He's from Kingston. No, I was going to say, surprisingly, Miley was in. No, I was saying that surprisingly, we were always at it in competition. Before I joined this dance group, when I was a member of the Oberlin dance group, we meet up every time at the World Theatre competing against each other, and they always won the goal, and we were not friends at all. I hated them. But it's funny how, we end up being together.
Yeah, because in truth, you're always on the losing side. So it's so nice for you to just go over at the winning side. And because the girl was the winner. So it's nothing go wrong with that. That's a good crossroad. So Sally and you married I was coming 10 years and all. So family, because you know that mommy and daddy and also become relative to you because they were family. But don't you have Mr. Lee, child, family. So and what's family like and how family and
okay, so I have two child, a daughter and a son. My eldest daughter is 20. My son is 4, and you may be wondering, hey, what a gap. Because I did not plan on having a son, but as I watch her grow and, I'm thinking, hey, why not? And I remember even before I was conceived with my son, I was saying, Lord, I would like another child, but if it's not a boy, then forget it. I'm okay. I'm satisfied. And I remember praying and asking God to give me a boy. I knew what the girl was, and I did not really want it. And so when I got conceived, I never wonder. I never do an ultrasound to find out what texas was, because I know that I have prayed and I have asked God, and I know that He's going to give me. Even when I was doing my baby shower, I was like doing myself, and I was telling them that, hey, it's just because of the baby shower I'm going to do this, but I already know that it's a boy, so you can journey with me, and I have the video there, and we go all the way, and they allowed me to go inside the room, and then the doctor say, hey, it's a boy, and I was like, see, I told you. That's just the faith I have from ever since. I've been through a lot. I want to tell you, my child, they are really amazing. My son, oh my God, he asks a lot of questions, but to God be the glory, such a blessing. My daughter, oh, she was an answer. But I've seen where God has used her in my life, and she has just made me strong, She has given me the strength to go on. Yes, there were a lot of ups and downs, and she gives me a handful, as I said, but to God be the glory. And last year, September, I'm now a grandma, actually. Yes, I am a grandma, and a proud grandma. My granddaughter is Aziza. Glory be to God. That's her nickname, means beloved, precious. and mighty.
Mighty God.
And she is just so bubbly and so full of love and full of, she's an amazing child. I'm not sure if I've got a chance to tune in, but I've seen her doing. She's over there in Florida now with her.
Yes.
It's just a blessing. As for my husband, we have our ups and downs, glory be to God. But to God be the glory. He has changed him, and he has changed him in such a mighty way. Persons can't believe that, we are still together. We used to have a very rough patches, fighting, cussing, and saying stuff and doing stuff. Most people can't even believe that my daughter is the daughter of my husband as well. We think it's some a different relationship. They knew that we are coming together for so long. But yes, he is the father of my daughter and the father of my son. Mighty long way, and God has used me in such a way that he is no longer the same person he was years ago. He's a changed man, I can say, and it's so good when you allow God to just, instruct you and to just direct you. And because I remember want to give up on this relationship, and I was like, God, if you don't change this man, then take him away from me. Like his food, And I've seen where I'm giving more trouble now than to say, you know what? I'm gone, and he was just, So that's the place where we are at now. To God be the glory, and I am just giving God thanks that He has allowed him to just get this change. I mean, it's not 100% where it should be, because I still see him praising God with me, and we're tearing down Satan's kingdom, and I'm believing that it's gonna come soon. He has already said in his heart that he's gonna give. But I just want that baptism and him, immersing from that water, then I know that, yes, Lord, this is it. But we are praying, and I'm just asking as my fellow colleagues to just continue to pray us up, because it will be well in Jesus' name. But awesome family is awesome. We are not well off in terms of financial, but whatever we have, we can afford to just live an humble and nice and peaceful life. And I mean, as it says in the Bible, that to seek Him first, the kingdom of God, and all His righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. And I remember just doing that. At first, I wanted everything, and I was putting off Christ. Yes, because I remember asking God for a job, a nice job that I could make enough money, and it was all about me and money, and He gave me a job. And then I did not surrender my life to Him. I said I want a house. He gave me a house. I asked Him to change my husband, let him be the husband that I would love him to be, and so we can get married. And he did just that. He gave me a husband. Glory be to God. And God was saying, hey, come on, what are you giving me in return? I'm giving you everything that you have asked for. And I was I didn't have a specific church to say. I will just get by. Like, if you invited me here, I will go. If you invited me there, I will go. So there was no church really of my own to say. And I remember when I was first introduced to the Calvary Evangelistic Church of God, it was when I was planning my wedding, and I went next door to Fanny. Fanny was next to Mrs. Lee. She was a real blessed woman. Glory be to God. She helped me out so much with that wedding. You'd never believe. And she told me, she was the one that introduced me to Pastor Andre Dixon at the time, that is Bishop son. And when we introduced ourselves to him, and so we were saying we need a little counseling and stuff, and so they introduced me to the CL council, that's the bishop from the head branch. And so we were going into counseling. I remember he told us to, telling us to write down what is it that we love about each other, and to write down what is it that we don't love about each other. And what we love surpasses, we couldn't think, what is it that I don't love about, except for these are two little items that is okay, they're good to go. And right there, we met, I think, three sessions we did, and then we just go right into our marriage together. And I remember the voice of the Lord came to me, and it says, you need to surrender your life to me. I'm giving you all your heart from, and you need to surrender. There's not no going around this thing. And I was saying, I really don't have a church, to be honest. I don't know where to go. And it so happens that I was at work one day, and we were planning a pixie thing, and I did not know what to get my product because I picked her name, Chanel. I picked her name, and I said, you know what? I am going to let you pick her own gift. So we're going to stop by Mega Mart, and I'm going to ask her what is it she likes, and pretend as if the gift is for my mom. And she was just picking some stuff, and when we were in that specific aisle going down, I met upon Bishop. I saw Bishop. I saw him in the aisle going down, and he was like, I don't remember seeing your face after you get married. And I said, I'm to come and worship if you one of these days. I'm gonna come and worship here. I'm giving you an invitation Sunday, so I'm looking forward to see you on Sunday. And I went to church that Sunday. I did show up that Sunday, and I didn't show up again after that Sunday. And then the word of God come to me again, and it says, what are you waiting on? And I was still saying that I have no church. And the Spirit of God says to me, but didn't I send a man of God to you? Clear as that. I sent a man of God personally to you with an open invitation. So it wasn't just for me to go just that one Sunday. God was speaking to me. And when I hear the voice, and when I look back into it, and it was like the Monday when I was thinking, and I was saying, I'm find one church in the middle. And it was the very next day that happened, and I met up with Bishop, and I shared that testimony sometime in church long ago, and the voice keep on saying, this is the church for you. And from that, I went right into church every Sunday, and I was happy. I no longer feel attached, because trust me, I love the dance. I was in the dance all day, in the hours of life, and dancing on my phone and stuff. And I realized that start going to church, the dance wasn't fun anymore. I went to the dance with my husband, and I was like, I want to go home now, and the dance I think we started, because back then it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock dance but I start. So if you come earlier than that, you just come to warm up, because the big thing is starting. It was like that then, but I noticed like I was no longer comfortable, and I was like, God was really just speaking to me, and I said, I can't do this, and then I stopped going and just allowing to just go by himself, and it wasn't a bother to me, but sometimes when he goes to the party and he meet me, a problem, yes man, a problem, and you can't go dance and let me, why? Wow. Yeah. And I just find myself in the spot where it's not a bother. It's not a bother. Because it don't even make sense to go neither, because as I go, I want to leave. So I just let him go, and I know that God was just speaking to me. It was the 27th of April. Actually, the 27th of April, it was Wednesday, I celebrated my 8 years of um, spiritual birthday. 8 years.
Oh my
It's
God.
Wednesday.
My
Mm.
God, but God, only God.
And you know, I was going through some paperwork and I was like, what? On the exact Wednesday, I said, but today I'm here. And you know, and then to you guys having me now doing this interview today, Saturday, you know, it was a perfect time. You know,
Wow.
my
God is so
on
strategic, man.
Wednesday. So,
See it again,
it's
didn't
just
know that. Yeah, we didn't know that. We didn't know that exactly.
yes.
You don't feel how we call your sister because that's
Not
what
a
you know.
problem. Not a problem.
We
Not
have
a
the
problem.
respect. So if I was
Yes.
a sister Lee, alright. That's why
Not a problem.
yeah man, we understand but
Not a problem.
the listeners and the viewers them know, you know. And if you're
Yes.
just joining us, you are locked on Positive Radio 106.9 FM, New York and also live on YouTube across the globe. And we thank each and everyone that will be here with us, share this, you know, to be a part of this interview or our own exalted lead is, you know, just, you know, express how the Lord wanted us to make each and everyone know what her journey is until now, you know. So, Sister Lee,
Exhorter, before you go there, because I
yeah,
don't know if
comments, was it comments?
is there you're
Some
going.
comments by
Yeah.
no, you can go. Sister Jefferson and
Minister Barnaby, yeah, because we have two questions for you, and then after
Yes, two questions.
we go into the questions, you know, we're just gonna ask you to just go into the word, you know, because time is it's lovely having you, and it's so sweet if you don't know what we are do, you know, it go away and the word of God no go forth as he laid it on your heart. So let us just we're gonna give you the first question that was asked, and when you answer that, I'll tell you the second question. So the first question from Janelle Jefferson, she says, what was your husband's moment where he decided to change to be a better man for himself and his family? And Minister Barnaby follow it up by saying what gave him the drive to change.
Okay, so we, as I said, we didn't start out as all lovely and all nice, and we have our bits of ups and downs, and it was terrible at times. I could remember we had so bad that my daughter she was just standing and she was just crying, and I decided that listen, I don't want to ever see this happen again, and I decided that I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get out of this relationship. So if it is that you want to stay in this relationship, then you have to make a change. But this change would definitely have to start from me. And so I put my foot down and I said, I'm not having it. This is the last time we're gonna fight in front of my daughter, or I'm out. And I remember he was the one coming to me and say, you know, I can do better, and let us give it a try. And he did not want me to walk out, and then we have got ourselves enrolled in our counseling. We went to the Bethel counseling, and we did our counseling there. I think we had about 5 sessions. It was supposed to be 10, but every time we come back, we were doing better than the day before. They had was to move us from the social media platform because we're on Facebook, and you know, I think when you go to everybody else's with situation than with God, then I think it's spiral, and that is what really happened. I was not doing much of a praying. I was just like confiding in friends and you know stuff like that, and that gets nowhere. But after I started meditating, even though I was a child of God, I was praying to God and I was asking for God to just make a change. And when he decided to do the counseling, they removed me off the Facebook platform and stuff like that, and we realized that leaving persons out of our relationship and speaking more, communicating more, that was the key, and his habits begin to less and less arguments, and you know. So it was really the initiative that I took. That listen, this is it. This has got to stop. And then because he wanted to remain in the relationship, then he also decided that he could do better. And so it was on the fighting starts, and we were able to move on.
Mighty God, wow! And I see where Janelle says let's lift up a prayer for Bethel Church because their counseling program is God sent. Is that the one in Halfway Tree?
African,
Wow! To
yes.
God be the glory. You see, when you put God at the center of your relationship, things must change. Things must
Must
change.
change.
You
Must
know,
change.
wow. She says, awesome. You have answered in detail and with honesty. Thank you, Mrs. Lee. Wow. Oh, that love. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me not get too excited. And then she had asked another question. And of course, after that question, you can definitely just go right into the word of God. So she says,
Okay.
what boundaries over the years did you both learn to set with yourselves, each other, and relatives slash church family to thrive in your relationship? Well, I know I heard you mention one of them a while ago when you say you make people still to your business, but I go tell them your business.
Right,
So,
right. And I too had a lot of work to do because I will when he speaks, like I have to have that last talk, and I will be, even when he's leaving, I would go and slam the door behind, and you know I was a troublemaker. And then I noticed that, listen, hey, you want him to change, but what about you? You have some working to do as well, And I just stopped when he gets angry and decided he's gonna walk. I allowed him to leave and just move off. And so that was one of the ways how I achieved success in the relationship. I stopped taking it to friends and taking it to other persons and just talk more, because we were like shut down. I can't get anything from him, he can't get anything from me, and it was just not anything. So basically, we start talking more, start talking about the difference we face, start apologizing more, and allow God to just have his own way in our life.
and with that, exhorter, did you realize that change coming about when you finally surrendered to the Lord? Is that when all of these changes just progressively started to come about? You started to kind of look into yourself and try to approach your husband differently, approach a relationship differently?
Yes, and when I decided to get baptized, I had the entire package with me. I had the entire package. I have no other looking back. I was this jealous type of person where everything matters, everything matters, because I'm now not no longer a part of the dance group. So he was there, and they were making waves. They were going on tours in Japan, they're going in England, they're going there, and it was just, I was just happy in where I'm at. I was okay, just watching him doing his thing and me just doing my thing. And I've grown to love God so much that nothing's really matter. I'm no longer jealous. And everything I've asked God for, I always